We're going to do a little chipping today in time for spring garden preparation here today. Got the garden worked up a little bit. Actually, it's coming along good. Got some concrete mesh over there, leftover mesh. I'm going to grab one more sheet or two on the far side of the garden. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. And we're going to do a lot of growing up this year with our squash and cucumbers and stuff. We're going to grow up instead of taking up way too much space on the ground floor of this. Okay, so let's fire this thing up. Let's get at her. Let's give this thing a good go. Two of my favorite tools now. Well, this thing's working its way up. And the battery chainsaw. Both handy tools. Never thought I'd say that. I'm kind of liking this chipper. We'll see if it survives this round, though. We're going to give her. Choke her on up. And I'll tell you, this Chanda starts like a champ. Oh, first I got to turn the switch on. Okay, you have to admit, for being Chinese, this machine, it is kind of impressive. I can't help but say it's pretty impressive. It definitely gobbles up the branches, this thing. It just chews like a friggin' angry beaver. And yeah, she's really not that ergonomically good for your hands, and I can't find my vibration gloves, so, but as you can see, it will shake your hands up a little bit, but you must admit, this thing does an excellent job. So between that chipper And this Chinese, this Craftsman, I have Chinese on my mind now. This Craftsman battery-powered saw for fooling around outside in the springtime like this. She's the cat's meow. Let's fire this thing back up and get at her. This thing's awesome. Hopefully it never self-destructs on me though, and I'm around it. Hey. man, not bad. This thing's slowly working its way to the top of my favorites list. Now, this is no commercial grade chipper, but it's kind of fun to run, and I can't find my cushion gloves, so I've got the old Dr. Ho vibration there in my hands going on. But pretty good for the average homeowner, I'd say, though. This thing here is the cat's meow. If you're just using it a little bit seasonally and taking it easy, I was just trying to feed her, just making it do something, you know, and then it took all you could give her, it took it, man. So not bad. I'm impressed with this thing. It was a good buy, good find. And now back to the wood chips on the garden here. You don't really want to cover your garden up completely in wood chips all the way across the top, really. And because it takes a while for those wood chips to break down. In the meantime, they do take nitrogen to break down too in the soils. To break down too, they pull nitrogen from the soil a little bit. So to start with, they kind of actually pull nitrogen out of the soil a little bit in the decomposition process. But after a while, as things break down, they actually add nitrogen to the soil. So you know what? Different ways of looking at it, different ways of gardening, but I just put it on here, and I'm going to use it for a little bit of I'm going to use it for just a little bit of light mulch, fooling around, that's all. And I'll probably do a little more. I'll probably put a light dusting over the whole garden, because I've got it, all kinds of alder and branches and everything else. So yeah, I'm going to do that and just work at this garden. We're going to put a little bit of everything in the garden this year, especially potatoes. So we got seed potatoes ordered, and we're going to carry on. All right. So when I get all the chipping done with that chipper, or any mulch, I like to give this garden just a light mulching on top, just to keep that soil from drying out. And what's nice about that chipper, it breaks it down, not into dust, it makes it into fine chips, and they're actually quite thin, because the knives in that chipper are fairly sharp, so it does a nice job. And then just cover it up ever so slightly. And we got a lot of horse manure in here, and a little bit of sheep manure in here from last year. And if you amend your garden every year a little bit at a time, best time to do it's in the fall, either with leaf litter, lawn clippings, it doesn't matter, man. Mulch, get it ready for winter and put it to bed, and then come springtime it's already on here and broken down. And I put quite a bit on in the fall, but that's what I recommend anyway. You got to rejuvenate that garden. So I don't know if this video, again, was about the chipper, or about gardening, or a little bit of both. But you know what? I like doing both. I like using that chipper, and I like gardening. And nowadays, why not grow your own food as much as you can, at least all summer long? And eventually here, I don't know what's going to happen, but possibly here you'll see a greenhouse too. The greenhouse may sit right out here, or it may sit over here. I'm not sure yet. And anybody got any good gardening suggestions? Give them to me. My mind is wide open. Alrighty. There we go. We got a little bit of mulch in the garden. Got our area for growing up this year on that concrete reinforcing wire mesh. And got a little bit of mulch. Okay, you guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I just thought I'd show you this garden, guys. And talk to you in the next one. Bye.